Caught up in this cowboy dream right through sunset to Wyoming. I made good time across the high plains. Stumble in a tavern for my whistle to wet, and there's men in the corner making their bets. It's a different town, but it sure looks the same. And oh, but if I was a cowboy, you wouldn't blame me for acting this old way. You'd never have to wonder why you couldn't get me to stay. Playing in these crowded bars, just cheap cigarettes and $1 guitars. When the music dies, Lord, I'm all alone. These women of the road are good for a night, and they hold me close and I feel alright. But when they wake up, I'll be long gone. Oh, but if I was a cowboy, you wouldn't blame me for acting this old way. You never have to wonder why you couldn't get me to stay. Freedom has always been my drive, and now I'm sitting here on the other side, and I'm holding it all in the palm of my hand. And I'm wondering if it's what I need, 'cause the choices I made and the life I lead have left me blowing like the desert sand. Oh, but if I was a cowboy, you wouldn't blame me for acting this old way. Oh, and you never have to wonder why you couldn't get me to stay. 'Cause I always ride away. Thanks to the Burl for having me out today. Thanks to all these beautiful people for being here, filming this. Let's do a new tune. This is called Too Far Gone. Lord, I'm falling so fast. Heaven help me if I hit the ground. I pray to God that this feeling lasts. I pray to God that you stick around, because I'm feeling so high that it must be right. Don't let it be wrong. Lord, I'm too far gone. Loving you, I'm too far gone. Walking with your hand in mine, baby, I feel 10 feet tall. I wanna be with you all the time. Don't you know that I'd run and crawl? There ain't a hill I won't climb to be by your side. Ain't a road too long. Lord, I'm too far gone. Loving you, I'm too far gone. Too far gone to make it out in life. It's right where I belong till the day I die. Lord, my mind won't settle down. It's running wild with these thoughts of you. And every time you come around, I find myself loving something new. Lost out on your sea, well baby that's me. And the wind's mighty strong, 'cause I'm too far gone loving you. I'm too far gone, I'm too far gone loving you. This is a song called Lincoln, and it's about moving home, screwing up, and having to move right back after trying something new. So thinking about all you folks that put your eggs in a basket before this all started, and kind of been dealing with that, with not being able to do the things that you love. But we will be back. Drove all night on the 4-lane, crossed the river by sunrise, headed east to the bluegrass, with only shadows left behind. About a year ago in July, I was driving the other way, headed out for my new life in another town, another state. Sometimes in life you make it when you take off on your own, but tonight I had to leave it all in Lincoln, 'cause tonight it's time for me to go back home. Seeing strangers on the corner make you start to change yourself. Oh, but now when I look in the mirror, well, I see a stranger in myself. 'Cause sometimes in life you make it when you take off on your own, but tonight I had to leave it all in Lincoln, 'cause tonight it's time for me to go back home. Sometimes in life you make it, but when you take off on your own, but tonight I had to leave it all in Lincoln. Yeah, tonight I had to leave it all in Lincoln, 'cause tonight it's time for me to go back home. Yeah, tonight it's time for me to go back home. Yeah, tonight it's time for me to go back home. Yeah, tonight it's time for me to go back home. Here's a love letter from one poor man to some woman who's doing a lot better than he is. This is lightly inspired by true events, but not much truth in my life to this one. Oh, Katie dear, it's been some years since I've seen your face. Heard you got a couple of kids and a white-collar man and a real nice place. Me, I'm still out here on the road trying to figure out who I am. Sometimes I wonder where we'd be if I'd put that ring on your hand. Maybe we could have made it work if I didn't hurt you by the way I favored myself all the time. And maybe if I heard you say when I walked away that a love like yours ain't easy to find. Maybe if it weren't for pride, maybe if I only tried, maybe I'd be holding you tonight. Yes, I'm the beat down, broken fool, but that you already know. Because a wiser man wouldn't be writing this, wouldn't have let you go. And maybe we could have made it work if I didn't hurt you by the way I favored myself all the time. Maybe if I heard you say when I walked away that a love like yours ain't easy to find. And maybe if it weren't for pride, maybe if I only tried, maybe I'd be holding you tonight. It's me to blame for not taking time to fan a flame that was burning just for me. And it's a shame that I didn't know it then, 'cause now it's only a story. It's all just history. Baby, we could have made it work if I didn't hurt you by the way I favored myself all the time. And maybe if I heard you say when I walked away that a love like yours ain't easy to find. And maybe if it weren't for pride, maybe if I only tried, maybe I'd be holding you tonight. Maybe I'd be holding you, maybe I'd be holding you, Katie, I'd be holding you tonight. Thanks again to the Burl and Visit Lex and Railbird for having me out here today on this lovely day to be back in a familiar space. And there's a campaign going on right now for Save Our Stages, and that's for independent music venues across the country who are having a hard time right now, as you can imagine. Other places are getting to go back to work slowly but surely, and music is on the back burner for now. And so if you want to help out these places, go to, is it nivsa.org, to send a letter or send a note to your legislator to encourage them to think about investing some money in these beautiful spaces that, for me and many others, are community spaces, performance spaces, and serve a lot of needs in communities all across the country. So, Save Our Stages. But this is a song that's special to me, and it was written well before this thing started, but it's about being in a dark place, being depressed, being anxious, and coming out of that and seeing the ray of light. And you're not exactly where you want to be just yet, but when you see that first glimmer of hope, it's a nice thing to hold on to and chase. So here's Turning Tides. morning sun creeping in, dancing on my kitchen floor through the blinds, my front door. Today it is a welcome friend, 'cause lately all it's been is rain all the time, all salt, no lime. But the tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. Oh, and the tide is turning, baby, just like you said it would. Since the clouds came over the hill, I've been laying soft and still inside for 40 days and nights. But then the light came back again, brighter than it's ever been. Let it shine right on time, because the tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. Oh, yeah, the tide is turning, baby, just like you said it would. I'm living in a major key. I'm finally back to being me, because the tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. Oh yeah, and the tide is turning, baby, just like you said it would. The tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. Play you another new song. This is called Kennedy Road. That's the streets that I grew up on in Muhlenberg County, Kentucky. And it was a beautiful place to grow up. And looking back, had a somewhat sheltered childhood, growing up on a small farm out there. And wrote this song with my friend Abby Hamilton about missing the innocence of your youth. And life gets a little more gray and blurry as you go along. Things aren't as black and white. And that's probably a good thing, but it doesn't mean that you can't be nostalgic and somewhat sentimental about the simplicity of growing up in a small town. Couldn't walk slow if I wanted to. Couldn't hold a door without a sneer. Couldn't find a supper on a Sunday. Lord, there's no place in this town to keep my old head clear. City life sure has changed me, and now I fall asleep to the passing planes, and I don't speak to or help my neighbor. Ain't a damn soul around here that knows my name, and all my innocence is owed to that boy down on Kennedy Road. You can call me old-fashioned, but I ain't stuck up. Sometimes I just miss who it is that I once was. All my innocence is owed to that boy down on Kennedy Road. You can call me old-fashioned, but I ain't stuck up. Sometimes I just miss who it is that I once was. You can call me old-fashioned, but I ain't stuck up. Sometimes I just miss who it is that I once was. Lord, sometimes I miss who I once was. The last public show I played was in March in Nashville. We all hung out afterwards, and we called it our end of the world party because it was the day that everything was getting canceled and things were just kind of turning south, and everybody was starting to realize how serious and grave of a situation we were in. And we sat around and passed guitar till about 8 a.m. and had a good time. And I played this song, and I wrote it last year before all this, but it seemed to be pretty fitting for quarantine, about just tucking away with somebody and turning on a kerosene lamp and just being away from it all. So I know there's people out there fighting on the front lines to fight this virus, and thankful for those folks, because admittedly I've been blessed to be home and enjoy the simplicity that this situation has brought, and hoping to carry some of that along with me after this is over. So this is called Let the World Spin. The creek's too dry, but the water is too damn high. Either way, the whole town loses its mind. But here we are on middle ground, and out here I don't hear a sound from the town we left behind. So let the world spin around and round, and inside out and upside down. It can all go on without us. Light the rooms with kerosene and live here in an age-old dream until we're only ash and dust. Let the world spin on without us. The neighbors used to stare, eyes on us everywhere. With a target on our back, baby, we were born to lose. Well, Lord, I'm glad we said goodbye to all the questions why, 'cause loving you is all I have to prove. So let the world spin around and round, and inside out and upside down. It can all go on without us. Light the rooms with kerosene and live here in an age-old dream until we're only ash and dust. let the world spin on without us. The hands of time, how they hold a steady pace, and we can't stop the grip of age, but we can choose how to spend our days. So let the world spin around and round and inside out and upside down. It can't all go on without us. Light the rooms with kerosene and live here in an age-old dream until we're only ash and dust. Let the world spin on without us. Let the world spin on without us. I'm going to do one more and take the opportunity to play somewhat of a gospel song. It's gospel as written by Chris Christopherson in front of this stained glass. So thanks again to the Burl for having me out. Thanks to Railbird and Visit Lex for helping put this together as well. And you guys take care out there and be good to one another. Why me, Lord? What have I ever done that was worth even one of the pleasures I've known? Tell me, Lord, what did I ever do that was worth loving you or the kindness you've shown? And Lord, help me, Jesus, I'm wasted and stoned. Help me, Jesus, I know what I am. And now that I know that I've needed you so, help me, Jesus, my soul's in your hand. Tell me, Lord, if you think there's a way I can try to repay all I've taken from you. And maybe, Lord, I can show someone else what I've been through myself on my way back to you. And Lord, help me, Jesus, I'm wasted and stoned. Help me, Jesus, I know what I am. And now that I know that I've needed you so, help me, Jesus, my soul's in your hand. And Lord, help me, Jesus, I'm wasted and stoned. Help me, Jesus, I know what I am. And now that I know that I've needed you so, help me, Jesus, my soul's in your hand. Jesus, my soul's in your hand. Thank you, guys. Take care.